Hey guys, it's Sarah, and I'm coming to you from my car. Guess who's back on the road again? 2 weeks. 2.5 weeks was just too long. We're goers at my house. We're on our way to the doctor. And we've gone a couple different places. The doctor, I had to go to the dentist because my crown fell off the day after we came home from the hospital. Crazy things like that. We've been in the car to Brianna's house, and then it's been too cold to walk to my parents' house, so we've been in the car to my parents' house. But Ed has pretty much driven us anywhere we've gone. This morning we're going back for another weight check for Edie. She lost over 10% of her, I don't know what we talked about, I can't remember, but you know, with Oz, he lost way over 10% too. And so there was a concern there. Also, he was not eating, so there was a bigger concern. So I was pumping, and it was not good times. Anyways, she is actually eating and latching on. We still have some latching issues. Matter of fact, we didn't have them at all yesterday, but we had them last night and then again this morning. So I don't know. I finally decided it was because my letdown was not fast enough for her. I really don't know. When my boobs are bigger, you know, really full, because she went several hours and I just let her sleep. I've been waking her up like every 3 hours in the night and every 2 during the day. I did not do that as much last night. And the only reason I've been waking her, because I'm not a wake up a sleeping baby person, is just because of the weight deal. But anyways, when we went back for her, so we came home on a Thursday, we went back on a Friday to her doctor's appointment. She had lost over 10%, like 10.4%. And the doctor wanted, just to keep a close eye on it. We saw the new pediatrician that we're not super jazzed about. But I feel like he's probably doing all new patients. So last Friday we went back, she was back up to 613, so she gained 5 ounces. And then we were supposed to have a weight check tomorrow, but we're supposed to have really bad weather here, and so they called and asked if we come this morning. So we've all been scrambling around all morning because Oz had school, which Ed's been taking him. I'm going to go pick him up this afternoon. Edie and I are going to go pick him up this afternoon, and then, so I didn't have time to do anything with my hair, put makeup on or anything, because I just feel better about myself when I do those things. But anyway, so here we are going to the doctor, and I thought, I'm in the car by myself with just Edie, and she doesn't know. I think I'll make a quick video, and I may end up having to pause it because we're getting close to the doctor's appointment. But what I wanted to talk about was how I feel about myself post second baby, post VSG. So you guys know that it'll be 6 years in April since I had VSG. I initially lost 180 pounds. With Oz, I gained around 40 pounds. I lost 20, and then I kind of got back up again. Not during breastfeeding phase, but as soon as I got done breastfeeding, which I exclusively pumped for 9.5, 10 months. Although during that time we did have to supplement some, because just exclusively pumping, I was not able to produce enough milk. I know there are plenty of women that do, but with him never really latching good, it just didn't happen for us. Right now, I'm assuming I am making enough milk for her. She is growing. That is a major concern for me, and something that I am keeping a close eye on. And so you guys know how obsessive I was in the past with that, with Oz, and so I am trying to be mindful and eat all the things that are all the carbs. And it's not unhealthy things, it's just things that, my body does not do well with carbs. So, in saying that, I let myself have whatever I wanted, especially toward the end of that pregnancy. But I just wanted to talk about my body and how I was feeling. Overall, we're doing really well. I'm really tired, just because we're getting up a couple times at night. Some nights she sleeps pretty good. Some nights she doesn't sleep as good. And you know, it is what it is. It's all newborn stuff, all things I was expecting. And you know, I keep telling myself that I'm gonna miss it, and I keep getting really sad because it's our last baby, and I want to enjoy this time with her. But it's really, really hard when you have a toddler to chase around in addition to. I don't know how moms that have multiples, like continue to have children, do it. The guilt factor for me with splitting my time between the two right now is off the hook. And mentally, I've been doing fairly well, but just like yesterday, Oz was home all day, and you know, Edie is still in this stage of she's new, she wants to be held. I know people will argue this with me, but I was an early intervention teacher for years and years and years, like 12 years. And technically, you cannot spoil a child before the age of 4 months old. Anything before the age of 4 months old, that it's what feels best or most comfortable to them. So if they are crying because they want to be held, it's because that's what feels good to them. If they're crying because they want, you know, sometimes the babies just want to stretch out and lay out. That's what feels comfortable to them. There will be people that will argue that with me, and if you can share your comments below about that if you want, but it's true. But at the same time, it's a really fine line of you don't want to hold her all the time, but that's what makes her happy. And I don't know, we're just learning, and it's still new. You know, it's still new. We're just learning our ways with each other, and Oz is learning, you know, his new role in this, and I'm learning my new role as a mom of two, and Edie's just learning everything. So, and he's actually been a really awesome and great kid about the whole thing. I just have a lot of guilt about it. So mentally, that's where we are. Physically, I have dropped a tremendous amount of weight on the scale already. Probably close to 30 pounds. I did not realize I'm not near where I need to be, but I had so much fluid buildup from like the knee down. Like, I keep making everybody look at my legs, and like from the knee down, like my ankles and stuff. I'm like, this is what my ankles look like. This is how tiny my ankles are normally. And then I realized how swollen I had been for pretty much the last 6 months. It got way worse toward the end. Way worse. But like, my legs just were so swollen. I have not, this is a big thing for me. I always wear a fat sucker. You guys know, I've showed you before in past videos what I've worn. If you're interested to know what I wear, I'll be glad to share it again. Or you can go back, I think on my featured video on my channel, I think it's a favorites video, and I think it's in there. But I have worn a fat sucker probably for the last 4.5, 5 years. Because I'll be going on 6, right? I have worn a fat sucker every single day. Every day during my pregnancy. The only time I do not wear a fat sucker is at night when I sleep. Unless I am somewhere else, like spend the night with somebody. Unless it's like Brianna, and then I would not. But I always wear a fat sucker. Always. Since we have come home from the hospital, I've not put that sucker on one time. And I didn't wear it home. Which is interesting, and I'm not feeling super disgusted with my body. I remember with Oz, immediately, I knew how things were going to be, but immediately just not loving my body. And I have not been hating my body, and I don't know what the major difference is. Maybe I'm so impressed that I'm already so much smaller than I was. My belly was huge with Edie, and I knew that, but it's just interesting. Obviously there's still saggy skin there. I should be wearing a fat sucker, but it's really difficult to do that and breastfeed. So it's just one more layer that I have to pull down, so I've just been avoiding it. And so far, it's been okay. Now, keep in mind, I'm still wearing a lot of stretchy pants, a lot of maternity pants, a lot of things that are giving. So there's that. I have not tried to wear real clothes or I am wearing jeans today, but they are maternity jeans. And I'm wearing bigger, looser items because, not that we really go anywhere, but just because it's easier to breastfeed and to kind of hide my boob a little bit in that process. So, I don't know. I'm not hating my body right this second. And I just keep thinking about how amazing that I was able to carry 2 healthy babies full term and deliver 2 healthy babies, one without drugs. Because, I'm a superhero now, sort of. Not really, but it's so funny how people treat you that way when they find out you didn't have any medication. So, I don't know. I'm not hating my body, and I just wanted to share that. Goals for the future going forward are, right now we are just eating leftovers and cleaning out the fridge. People, are continuing to bring us food here and there, and I'm eating what they are bringing us. I am taking pictures of my food to share with you guys. Not everything, but when I can remember, I am. So there's that. Video is going to be coming out. And right now, I'm just focusing on that and just trying to maintain a healthy eating. I go through days of being completely ravenous, which I know is the breastfeeding, versus not being hungry at all. So, yeah, okay. I got to go in, and then I'm going to come back and talk about goals. Okay, guys, I'm going to make this short and sweet, so I'm going to try. We're back up to 7 pounds, 1.6 ounces. So that's almost 5 ounces in 6 days. We're still not back at our birth weight, but we go back for another weight check next week just to make sure we continue to rise. But he didn't seem to think that it was going to be an issue. He said she's gaining well and she looks good and her heart and her lungs sound good. They just want to make sure that she's continuing to grow the way she's supposed to. So they typically give you 2 weeks to be back at your birth weight. But as long as we're gaining well, they're not too concerned about it. Yeah, so there's that. Okay, so my goals and we're just taking this one day at a time. So right now, last week, I started making sure that I was getting water, because I don't know if you guys know this or not, before the end of my pregnancy, I was not drinking a whole lot of water. I was eating a whole bunch of ice. And it turns out my iron was pretty low when I went in to deliver. I was having a whole bunch of ice, but actual water I wasn't getting. So last week I was focused on water, and I was also focusing on logging my foods, no matter what it was I ate. But I kind of got off the bandwagon with that, and only because I just kept forgetting. So, and because people were bringing us food that I didn't exactly know how to log. But here's the deal. I'm not like sticking to like a 1,200 calorie plan or anything. I mean, not that may be extreme. I don't know. I'm not sticking to a certain calorie or a certain carb I'm at right now. We are literally in survival mode, and just trying to maintain breast milk supply. So I've been eating things like sweet potatoes, and I have not had any avocados just because I haven't gotten any avocados. But I've been having apples and bananas and spinach, and I mean, obviously these things aren't bad, but just have carbs in them. So going forward to the end of January, I'm planning on making sure I'm getting water during the day, and I may go back to try logging my foods just to kind of get an idea of where I'm at there. And basically just continuing to keep my breast milk up. Come February, we'll talk more goals. Maybe we'll just see where we are in February. Hopefully by March and April, I'm going to be doing well enough with my breast milk supply that I can start to venture down a path of losing I've read a bunch of articles about losing weight while you're breastfeeding.